Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Kabir Considers. In this video, I'm going to react to the don'ts when visiting Miami. Now, Miami is a place that I really want to visit. Weirdly enough, I've been to Florida twice, but Orlando on both times. Even though Miami is pretty close because they're in the same state, I definitely want to go and see what it's all about. Maybe like, I don't know, when it's spring break next time, or I don't know, just like I really want to go to Miami. But I'm sure there's things that you really shouldn't do when you're there. Maybe, I don't know, constantly taking pictures at the beach. I don't know. Sometimes that can be seen as a bit uncouth, especially if people are kind of like semi-nude and stuff. But yeah, Walter's World is a great channel for this sort of stuff. So I'm hoping I'm gonna really uncover some golden nuggets of information here. So yeah, this should be fun. Let's do it.
Hey there, fellow travelers, Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're here on South Beach in Miami Beach. And today what we have for you are the don'ts of visiting Miami, because it doesn't matter if you're coming here for a weekend away, a bachelorette party, or you're coming through on a cruise. There's some definite do's and don'ts when you come to Miami. And my first don't for you, for anyone that comes here, is don't forget to look at your bill when you go to the restaurant. Why? Well, service charges, i.e. tipping, may already be added onto your bill. Here on South Beach, everywhere we went, 20% already added on, 21% already added on. Whether it was drinks, whether it was a bar, whether it was restaurants, whatever. So make sure you're looking to see, because they'll still have a little place for you to write tips, like more tips on your bill. So you might end up tipping 40% on a bill and not realize it. So do take a look.
That 20%, is it negotiable, or is it like you have to pay that 20%?
Now, it's not everywhere. Like here on South Beach, yeah, it was pretty much everywhere. But we were in downtown Miami, we ate this great Peruvian restaurant. Didn't have the service charge already on there, so we needed to write it in. So just have a heads up with that, okay? And I think another important thing, when you're looking at service here in Miami, don't expect great service when you're here. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've had multiple people come up to me. Actually, I bumped into two of my old students, Maggie, who's getting married, and Tiffany, and they're like, Mark, please make sure you mention how bad the service is here in Miami. You're gonna have to wait, it's gonna take time, and people aren't gonna really care if you're happy or not with your service. Now, it's not like that everywhere. I mean, it happens a lot on South Beach, but it doesn't happen everywhere in Miami.
But then why should I tip then? Why should I have to tip if the service isn't good? I thought the whole point of tipping was to reward good service, right?
But just know that service is not going to be like wowing you when you're here. And maybe part of that is because they already know that 20% service charge is already charged on. But just something to have a heads up on. So have some more patience with your waiter. Know that it might take a little bit longer to get your food, longer to get your drink. 'Cause, you know, it's Miami, man. What else are you going to do? We're here for the beach. We're here for the sun. We're here to relax. So just have a heads up for that. And I guess since I'm here on South Beach, I think I should really talk about some of the other like kind of going out don'ts you want to make sure you don't do. One, don't do the bottle service. Whether you're going to a cabana thing or you're going to a bar or a club, you will save a lot more money if you just order drink by drink versus the bottle service. Also, another thing they'll do is you'll go to a South Beach restaurant or bar and you'll order a beer. Like, oh, well, they're like, what size? Medium? Like, well, you know, we've got a 2-for-1 special with the large beers, or a 3-for-1 specials with this. And you're thinking, oh, that's going to be a deal. Sure, I'll go for that. But you'll notice they don't tell you the price, okay? So my don't for you is don't do the 2-for-1s, don't do the 3-for-1s without looking at the actual price for that deal. I know my friend and I'm like, I have to see how much it's going to cost just to like check it out, because I was ordering a medium beer and the lady's like, oh, we have a 2-for-1 large beer special. I'm like, all right, I got to see what it is. And I'm not joking, for 2 big beers, I mean, they were big beers, I'll give them that too. When the 2-for-1 thing happened, I still paid $45 for 2 beers and a service tip and taxes added on. But what's great with those 2-for-1 deals or 3-for-1 deals, they always like to bring you the check and say, look how much you saved. This would have been $90 and you only paid $45. I'm like, for 2 beers, you gotta be crazy. So don't fall for the 2-for-1 or 3-for-1. Make sure you're looking at the menu to see what the real prices are.
I mean, at a very nice pub in one of the best parts of London, let's say Kensington, South Kensington, where Harrods is, for a beer, for a pint, you're gonna be paying max £9, which is about $11. That just seems $22 for 1 beer seems just obscene.
And another thing is, when people here on South Beach, I mean, this gets happening like during the evening times, and a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to spend all this money on alcohol. I'll just go to the CVS, the Walgreens, and go buy some alcohol in the evening, and we'll just drink and do that. Oh, no. My don't for that is, don't expect to be able to buy alcohol, at least here on South Beach, after 8 o'clock at night. They want you spending that money in the restaurants, in the bars, and so it's not open. I mean, there's a CVS right over there that I've been multiple times, and I have multiple people ask me, hey, where's the alcohol, man? I'm like, look, they don't have alcohol at that CVS on South Beach. If you walk down there and take a right, there's a Walgreens that has an alcohol annex, but it has to be separated. So just be ready for that. So pick up your booze if you want to do that and save some money. Pick that up before 8 o'clock at night. Now, my next don't for you is something that I'm sure everybody that's from Miami really wants to make sure I say, and that is, look, don't think that South Beach is actually in Miami. I'm actually in Miami Beach. South Beach is Miami Beach. You go over this causeway from Miami to Miami Beach to get to South Beach. So don't think that South Beach is actually technically in Miami. I mean, it's in the Miami metropolitan area, but just have a heads up for that. And also, I think it's important to say is, don't think that Miami is just South Beach. Look, this city has a lot of different areas for you to go explore. I mean, yes, you can go to Little Havana, which I'll talk about later, and with Cayocho, and you can go to the cigar factories, the cigar shops, and you go eat some great food and drink and make merry when you're there. But the thing is, it's more than that. I mean, you can go to Coral Gables and see the nice shopping that's there. There's some good eating there. You got the Key Biscayne. I mean, heck, you could get a car and go out to the Everglades and do a tour out there. I mean, there's a lot of things to do here in Miami.
It looks kind of like California with all these palm trees.
That's not just South Beach. And the thing is I think it's really important also to mention that don't think Miami is just a crazy party, heathen kind of place 24/7. It's not. I mean, it's pretty chillax here in the morning on South Beach. Yes, this part of South Beach on Ocean Drive gets crazy at night, but mostly on the weekend. During the weekdays, out of tourist season, it's pretty chill here. And if you actually go south of 5th Street, and you go down there's like really chillax restaurants. Like, it is night and day, this part of Ocean Drive versus going south of 5th. And you go throughout the city and you see that, look, Miami's a real city. It's not just a tourist destination. You go to downtown Miami, I mean, you got really cool museums. You got the Frost Science Museum. You got the Perez Art Museum of Miami and Dade County. You have like good stuff to see down there. You got the planetarium with the Frost. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do downtown. Or you can go to, Brickell, and you can go down there and have a good time and hit some bars up there. It's not all like party. It's real people having real life doing real things. And you'll see that when you explore, especially.
The architecture looks quite nice. I like the look of this building.
Outside of South Beach. So don't just stay in South Beach. Go out and explore more. Now, when you're looking at times to come to Miami, I want to tell you right now, don't come in July and August. The heat, humidity, it's just, it's Florida. Okay, you got the Everglades not too far away. I mean, it's just like, I'm melting. You will feel that way in July and August. I mean, and then you have hurricane season, which is, kind of like July through October, early November, somewhere around there. I mean, there's times you don't need to come if you don't have to, if you can plan your trip. I would say December through May is fantastic because you got great weather. Restaurants are still going. There's still stuff happening. So that would be my preferred time to come because I'm more built for you're going to die when it's 105 degrees outside kind of guy. So have a heads up for that. Now, another don't I have for you, and this is my friend Adrian, who's actually from here. Is like, Mark, please tell people, don't drive in Miami if you don't have to, because the driving totally sucks. And finding parking is not really a fun thing. And when you're going around, you'll see there's tourists that are here, there's locals that are going to work, there's traffic jams all the time. It gets really kind of frustrating. So if you can use Uber and Lyft all over town. It's super simple to do, and they're relatively quick in getting you no matter where.
But that's going to be expensive if you're having to Uber like 3 times a day to get around a city. That's going to add up real fast, right?
You are in the city, which I thought was wonderful. Another thing that really gets you with the driving is you actually see people that'll come here and they'll rent a Ferrari or a muscle car and they'll be like, yeah, I'm cool. And they'll rev it and drive it. And sometimes they know how to drive it, so it makes it a little more complicated. So just don't drive if you don't have to. And the thing is, if you're driving into Miami, another don't I have for you is don't think that valet parking is going to put your car in someplace super special. Because a lot of times what it is they're just going to go park your car in one of the normal garages, okay? So it's not like you're going to the super secret, valet garage. It's probably just a municipal garage, and they're just going to triple charge you for the, privilege of them parking for you. Now, I'm not going to say don't do the valet parking because it can save some headaches, but just have a heads up for that. And I think that gets me into another one. Don't forget your usual travel safety when you're here in Miami. You don't leave anything of value in your car. You don't leave your stuff unattended when you're on the beach because things do disappear. Also, if you're going to be going out at night, don't think, I'm just going to walk those 20 blocks or whatever to get in there. It'll be fine. Take the Ubers, take the Lyfts, take the taxis so you are safe. And obviously another don't when it comes to safety is don't forget your sunblock and sun protection all year round. It's not just when you're going to South Beach and hitting the beaches. If you're walking around Little Havana for a few hours having drinks and eats and loving life, well, you're still going to get burned. So make sure you're putting lots of sunblock on, reapply it often, have a hat. You know, you want to be safe when you're here because the heat and the humidity can really get you, but it's truly the sun that can be really dangerous when you come here. Now, speaking of Little Havana, my next don't for you is don't skip out on Cuban culture when you are here in Miami. I mean, there's so many fantastic Cuban restaurants.
The club sandwich, that's a Cuban invention, right? It looks amazing. I've never had one. I kind of want to find one somewhere in London. There's got to be somewhere that sells a club sandwich.
You can go to, yes, you have a Cuban sandwich. You go to Versailles and you have, you know, it's ham, it's cheese, it's mustard, it's got pickle, it's got pulled pork, it's on Cuban bread. It's fantastic. That's a must. But there's a lot of other great Cuban food when you're here. Anytime you get the croquettes is always fine, but my favorite is the lechon asado, which is roasted pork. Oh my God, it is phenomenal. Another great thing I love is vaca frita, which is like really, really thinly cut steak. It means cow fried. I mean, it's so good. And if you get tostones or just plain old plantains, I mean, there's just so much good Cuban food when you're here. So don't pass it up. You can get Cuban food all over the city. I mean, yes, you can get it here in South Beach. It'll be overpriced, but it'll still be good. But you can get it all over. But I suggest, you know, going to Little Havana and have it there. And when you go to Little Havana, walk down the street, you know, Calle Ocho, you know, go through there. You see their little walk of fame that's there. You see all these little, you know, the guys playing dominoes like you see on TV. I mean, it's like, hey, wow, this is just like what I saw on TV all the time with Miami. And when you go there, restaurants, bars, you go to the Bay of Pigs Memorial that's there. I recommend reading all the plaques that are there to truly get a better understanding of the community. They have all kinds of little, you know, places that'll help you learn more about.
It looks so different to Orlando. Like, it's just crazy. Like, Orlando's full of families and it has that more resort type feel. This looks completely different, even though they're in the same state. But then again, Florida's pretty big, isn't it?
About the community, go visit some of the cigar factories, the cigar stores that are, even if you don't smoke cigars. I mean, I don't, but I enjoyed going to it because I got to learn something. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can enjoy with Cuban culture when you're here. Having said all this great Cuban stuff you can do when you're here, another don't I have for you is don't think it's just Cuban culture when you're in Miami. You have a large Haitian population that's come here. You have a large Puerto Rican population that's come here. So there's a lot of different stuff you can have. Yes, you can have mofongos when you're here. You can have some fantastic Haitian food when you're here. Heck, I had some of the best Thai food I've had in my entire life here in Miami in Coral Gables. I mean, vegan food. I was at, was it Full Bloom Vegan? I mean, Chris, the chef there, is fantastic. Just blew my mind. So you can eat really well, and so you can eat really well, and don't think it's just Cuban food, and it's just great food from all over. Now, my next don't for you when you're coming to Miami is don't worry about fitting in Miami. Miami is made for everybody. You've got the Golden Girls retirees. You've got the, you know, bachelorette party people. You got the fat, overweight, middle-aged guys are just coming here to eat and drink and have a good time. I mean, it takes everybody here in Miami, and you can really relax when you're here. That's what's cool about it. It's a big city where you can still chill out. I mean, that's one thing I do like about it here. And they're happy to take anybody that comes. So that's one of those nice things about Miami. It's really welcoming, except for the service, which sounds silly, but when you're here, you'll understand. And then I want to finish off with one that for a lot of cities around the US, this isn't really a big helpful thing, but don't forget that Miami actually has a lot of public transport that you can actually use. Yes, there's the above ground trains you can take around to different parts, but if you're in different neighborhoods, you'll see these trolley buses that you can ride on and just go around the neighborhood. And a lot of times the public transportation is free. So it's like, hey, I can pay for some stuff, or I can do free, and I can explore a bit. Because if you're here in the summer and the heat's beating down on you, why not hop on that trolley in Coral Gables and go a little bit farther and save yourself a few sweaty armpits, and so you can enjoy a few more mojitos and a few more fantastic food choices when you are here. All right, so whether you're coming here for a cruise or you're coming here for fun or coming here for work, I hope this helps you.
Fun video by Mark once again. I'm still a bit shocked at the fact that the service is apparently really bad, yet they tack on a 20% tip automatically onto the bill. I find that quite cheeky, to be honest. It's like, because you're going to probably pay it. You're not going to ask to see the manager or something, or ask for it to be removed, unless, can it be reduced? I would hope so, because I would really feel like quite hard done by if I had to wait ages for my food, And then they're like, oh, by the way, don't forget the 20%. It's like, but yeah, fun place. I definitely want to see what it's all about. Have a look. I'm surprised December. I was thinking maybe sort of like November, but I guess it's, you know, it's quite close to December. So yeah, I'll definitely be making an appearance there for sure. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.